Hello, pilots, and welcome back to Season 1 of Out of Arc Gaming's Flight Academy. Today we have Game 23 of this round-robin single-ship tournament. As ever, the format rules are in the description below, and joining me for this matchup we have...
It's Quinn. I'm here to talk about X-Wing, I guess, the usual.
I mean, if you're here to talk about something else, you might be on the wrong channel, because we haven't branched out at this stage.
There's always the future.
Many things can happen in the future. But yes, we are here to talk about some more X-Wing, specifically Flight Academy, and we have two interesting ships going up against each other. I'm actually quite excited for this one, because it could be quite interesting. But what we have is Wes with Major Von Rig in the TIE Baron, with Predator, Advanced Optics, Proton Rockets, and Stealth Device. And
then in the E-Wing, we have Karan Horn with Marksmanship, Pattern Analyzer, Fire Control Systems, and Stealth Device, which is quite the stackage, as it were.
Yes, both ships have a lot of toys on them. It comes down to Advanced Optics versus Pattern Analyzer in a way, but it's going to be quite interesting to see how this one goes, because it's a tough one to call, I think.
I think Koran has got the edge with that double tap. He's the only ship in this tournament as well that's had a double tap, I've noticed. Because I feel like there used to be a lot of ships that could double tap, because most of them were Y-Wings with Veteran Turret Gunner, but now they don't have a gunner slot. I'm not entirely sure there are that many double tapping ships. I mean, I think Koran Horn's the only pilot that lets you double tap, and it comes with quite the caveat.
Yeah, he's the only pilot that can actually double tap himself. There are obviously others that give you bonus attacks, say Veteran Turret Gunner, but not many ships in this sort of format will be able to take that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be... I mean, I know that Koran obviously has the double tap, he has the 2 extra hit points, but I almost think that Von Reg, he could be quite good here with that extra maneuverability. With his ability, dropping a strain or a deplete onto Koran could be quite good as well.
Yes, you've got to keep an eye on that. I always think, it's fine, you just do a blue maneuver. But if you forget and you're in his bullseye, you don't set a blue maneuver.
Yeah,
that's bad.
So it's going to be interesting. And also, if Von Reg can get those proton rockets off,
5 dice is 5 dice.
Yeah, that is going to be incredibly scary.
I'm now stuck thinking about double taps, and ignoring Snapshot and Foresight, are there any other small ships that can double tap? I think the Republic Y-Wing can if you stick a turret on it, because it still has its gunner slot, unlike the rest of the Y-Wings.
Yeah, so if it's got a turret and a gunner slot, it's got that opportunity. So, the Republic Y-Wing.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think you've got to go to medium and large base ships with specific crew and or gunner slots to be able to do that.
I mean, the Special Forces TIE can double tap if you have the turret to the back and Special Forces gunner in, but most of the time you stick the turret to the front, so you have 3 dice. It's rare that you'd have it to the back and double tap.
Yeah, and also in this format, I don't think it would be literally impossible to pull off because of the base size. You have to be to do it against the same ship, you have to be against a medium or a large base ship and basically be parallel with them.
That would be an incredible setup. I think I've done it once.
I've always thought about it and how cool it would look, but I've never ever managed it. The closest I've ever managed is to literally barrel roll into the sweet spot there between the arcs of a fire spray to not get shot. So it's like the complete opposite to that, but I've never managed to line up that double shot with a TIE SF.
Yeah, maybe I find the TIE SF is slightly less maneuverable than you'd want it to be.
Yeah, but still not too bad. I think it's, again, with its action set, it's got a great set of actions that it can do, and it always surprises me, especially how cheap they can actually be.
Yes, I suppose it's a good ship, but when compared to a TIE fighter, it's much more clunky. But it's not
Yeah,
really a TIE fighter. It just kind of looks like a TIE fighter. It's like Convergent Evolution. It looks like it is, but it shouldn't be classed the same.
yeah. I know what you mean, but I do like the SF. I think it's pretty cool.
Speaking of rear arcs on a U-wing, anyone, with our new hotshot blaster.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Like, it's a shame they've said not small ships so that you can't put it on an X-wing with chopper and reload it, because that would be hilarious.
Oh, that would be insane. But I think it's a cool upgrade. Like,
I look forward to using it, especially for free.
what, on the Razor Crest?
On the Razor Crest, it's like, oh, just sneak an upgrade under the card, pretend no one sees it, and then when no one's looking during the system phase, just be like, oh, that's been there the whole time.
I mean, that sounds like a trick that Connor would pull anyway.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, he definitely didn't put the Sky Strike Academy on a Defender and
I mean,
fly
in
it
this-
with 5 TIE Fighters.
In the same vein, I had 3 points over that limit with my In It for the Money or In It for the Rebellion upgrade. So,
True.
oh, we've got some range 1 action going on. Just getting out the laser, or not.
No, unfortunately, Corin is just out of arc, and Wes wasn't quite able to capitalise on that and getting some health down on there. So it's going to be tricky.
Laser is one of those things I'm always like, I should buy a laser. But then whenever you're playing, someone with a laser like Connor is always there, and you're just like, I'll just use theirs.
I find those lasers interesting. They're good if you need like a quick look, but if you really want to do it, use your ruler, because it's really hard to keep it straight, and like you move like when you're holding it, it's really awkward. I think it only works when things are really clustered in there. So you've got like 4 or 5 ships in the way, and you don't want to mark all of them up.
I whenever someone argues the arc, I let them measure because my hands are way too shaky.
Yeah.
Whenever I line stuff up, they're like, no, that's not lined up, because obviously parallax and all that rubbish. So I'm just like, fine, you do it, whatever. Do it on a dice, don't care.
Yeah.
Do it on a dice is my favourite because that's impartial, but obviously not entirely true to reality, because there is a real answer, but a dice can just be so much easier sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the margin of error is so small that you kind of have to say, well, you know what, let's 50-50 it. Like, it's the fairest way. In the long run, it's a game. So as long as you're having fun, that is the main thing.
Especially if, as you say, there's a cluster and you don't want to have to mark up like 3 ships, one of which is a ghost, and it's just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh, has Wes managed to get an arc in there? I think he has.
But he's had to pay a price for it. He's got that deplete? Or has he taken the dangerous route and gone for a strain? I can't quite tell.
Looks like he went for the strain.
Oh, that's rough, being as he's now in the bullseye. Like, I think he may have forgotten about Mr. Double Tap.
Yeah, and he's got nothing to mod that with either, and there are the evades.
Oh, I feel like this might hurt.
I think the TIE Baron is a great ship, but it's a tricky one to fly, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of cost versus reward coming in there.
Yeah, I mean, Hollow makes it a bit easier with your ability to pass those tokens away. Obviously, that depends on A, flying Hollow, and B, friendly ships. Ooh, not ideal.
That's 2 shields down. Does he?
I mean, it's time for that to double tap, isn't it? Surely.
Surely you've got to double tap. There's the
the double tap. Oh, I think this might be Von Reg's end. Oh, target lock.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, he gets his full number of dice this time, but is it going to help?
Oh, there's a crit coming through. That crit is too shiny. It's a loose stabilizer. Oh, that is...
Oh, that means he how can he... There's a debris cloud directly in front of him. He can't he can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Corin knows where he's going, but Corin's disarmed, so Corin gets a free turn to ignore that disarm. Like, what a perfect setup.
I think one of the most... Yeah, loose stabilizers, one of the ones you don't mind getting as long as you've got health. if you have 1 health left and you get a loose stabilizer, you're just there like, I can do a non-straight maneuver, take a damage, and then it repairs itself, but then my ship dies.
I've left alone a ship before because it had loose stabilizer and 1 health. Like, it would fly off the edge in 2 turns' time. So, of course, this being Connor, he bumps the ship for several turns until he has wiped out the rest of my team. And I'm just like, oh, that's not fair.
That's genius. Gotta love that.
I've used it against him in return, though, which is quite funny. But yeah, just like, that's just not fair. But if he goes over that debris cloud and gets a crit, what an upsetting loss for Wes. I mean, Wes has not been dealt the best hand in these games, but oh.
So he's going over.
Yep, you want to get out. Oh, that's not a K turn, is it?
Now here we had an interesting dilemma. So does the K turn trigger loose stabilizer?
Yes, because it's non-straight, because the picture is not a straight line on the dial. That's how you define a non-straight maneuver. So stop is a non-straight maneuver.
It's good to know. So we had a little bit of a debate as we were playing, and very gentlemanly from Dan, we had a roll off on it, and we decided, look, we're not gonna trigger it. And Dan was like, you know what? We're here to have fun. He was like, I don't want to win like that. That's not a fun way to win. I want to play. So
that's fair enough, because yes, I have killed ships forgetting that and being like, a K-turn would be great, and they'd be like, oh wait, no, because it's on the damage card, it's got a picture of a straight line of the straight arrow, which tells you that anything that's not the straight arrow is a non-straight maneuver.
And this is why I do actually come to you for rules clarification, because you've actually know quite a bit, which is quite handy.
I took that one time I was TO far too seriously, and now it's all burned into my brain.
Whereas most of us would just keep the FAQ handy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we took the decision there that we wanted more action, we wanted more fun. So
it would have been really funny if he'd then got a crit on the debris cloud after all that.
I mean, if he'd have got a crit on the debris cloud, would have been like, yeah, you know what, that's it. But there is some evade, so it hasn't come to bite Corin just yet.
Wait, that's an interesting choice, because now that he's K-turned, he's going to have to go the debris cloud again. And
so
risk that crit again.
He does run the risk of that crit again. So
that is unfortunate. Damn.
It is unfortunate. It's also quite kind of funny, but at least Corin is now able to go, well, I know where you're going to be. I'm going to set up that double tap.
I was going to say, he's got to go straight over it again, because he's got to do another straight maneuver. Whereas in the 2.5 rules that they kind of mentioned in that live stream, he could have done a straight over that, not lost his action because he didn't land on it, and then repaired the damage card.
Yeah, I'm still unsure on exactly how they're going to work, and I'll wait to see. Not a crit.
Oh, no.
In the end.
Wes, no. Wes, no.
There's not much you can do about that. No friendly gentleman's agreement is going to let you get away from that one.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
That's so upsetting.
They did do a little what if shot anyway, and again, no damage there. So,
ouch, that's rough.
Again, it's just some rough dice for him.
That was not good. Oh man, I feel so bad for Wes.
Guys, show some love for Wes down below by clicking that like button and leaving some comments, just telling Wes that it's going to be okay. Because if you've been watching, it's been a bit rough for him, but he is such a nice guy, and he's stuck it out the whole way through, and he always had a smile on his face the whole way through this whole tournament. So leave a like for Wes, guys.
He didn't deserve that. That's just, no one deserves that.
Yeah. Anyway, Quinn, that's the end of the game. Again, thank you very much for joining us there.
No problem. Good to be here.
And guys, as always, don't forget there's a link in the description below for our Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.